Anita, that's my name. Only mine it's Ann, Annita. The story of a little girl. Anita sat on the sidelines, rather lifeless, and watched as the other neighborhood children played lively games. It had been this way for weeks or maybe even months. Something was clearly wrong with Anita, but because of the family's poverty, a doctor's visit was out of the question. They could barely afford basic food for survival. Yes, Anita would probably die of an easily curable disease. I tell you, there are so many needy people in this world. We are blessed indeed here in America. In God's mercy, he sent my wife, Charlene, and her friend Martha into that poverty-stricken barrio that day in search of children to help. They had found many children to help on previous trips, but on this day, the most notable case was Anita. They used their persuasive abilities to convince the child's mother to allow them to take Anita home with them. Medical testing revealed that Anita's problem was caused by several varieties of parasites, a common occurrence in the tropics. The parasites were relatively easy to eliminate, but the anemia that the parasites had caused needed immediate attention. The doctor ordered a blood transfusion as quickly as possible. No blood banks existed at that time in Bolivia, where we were serving as missionaries, so we had to find a donor. As it turned out, I, the writer of this, had the same blood type so I volunteered. I'll never forget the day I donated blood to Anita. Though many years have passed, I get choked up every time I relate the story. I watched as the nurse changed needles and inserted the IV directly into Anita's arm. My blood slowly started trickling into her vein. She received half the blood that day and was to return 2 days later for the remainder. The fact that they removed a pint of my blood didn't bother me at all. However, to realize that my blood, my life, had become hers affected me. When I returned a week later after a trip related to my work as youth director for the mission, I was amazed at the transformation that had taken place in Anita. She was so full of energy, she was practically bouncing off the walls. Her quality of life had skyrocketed. Anita didn't want to go home. She had grown accustomed to bountiful meals and a comfortable bed and nice warm showers. How blessed we are here. She would play in them for hours if we would let her. Most of all, though, she loved to soak up attention, something she received lots of. It was a sad day when we had to take her home. We resolved to visit her when we could. Imagine our surprise. This is very interesting. A few days later, when we answered the doorbell, and there stood Anita. At just 4 years of age, she had crossed a city of nearly 500,000 inhabitants alone by bus. On the way, she transferred twice, from one bus to another. How had she done it? I didn't even know my way around using the public transportation system. Every few days, she would arrive with a very definite agenda in mind that included a long bath, a good meal, and all the attention she could get. She was skipping up school. She wasn't skipping school, and they didn't charge her anything to ride the bus. So, why not? I can't help reflecting on our relationship to Jesus Christ. He came to this world full of sick people, and he gave his blood so that we might live. Not just live, but live more abundantly, more fully, more joyfully. Before his blood changed us, we didn't know him. We didn't know what we were missing. We didn't even know something was wrong with us. Once we were diagnosed and treated, however, everything changed. We can live carefree. We can feel free to go anywhere, relying on his protecting care. We are energized to live life as it should be lived. And I can say that, I tell you, the Lord has really changed our lives, my life in a very dramatic way. Who else would we prefer to spend time with than with Jesus Christ and his family? Where else could we feel as comfortable and accepted as in the very presence of him who gave his blood so we would live? How good God is to us, and it's a privilege to be a part of the family of God. It really, truly is. God bless you.